All right, we are live. Give it just a second here to. All right, you ready, boys?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Welcome to American Whiskey. As always, I'm your favorite fat boy host in the whole entire world, Big Sturge. In studio, but not in studio. We're at Farm to Bottle at the Expo's fucking center. We got Justice League still here with us.
How's it going, everyone?
Fellas, introduce yourself. What's your names?
My name is Drew Elliott.
And I'm Isaiah McDaniel.
With
SevenStones.
Ooh, that sounded so good the way they said it.
We didn't practice that either.
I thought that was
It
really
was
good.
so in sync.
It's like we have chemistry or some shit.
It's like you guys have sex with each other or something. It's weird. So
Hey, don't tell
so
anybody
good.
that.
What
I'm
happens
not.
on the bus stays on the bus.
That's for sure. So welcome to American Whiskey. We're going to sit down with these guys from SevenStones, ask them a couple questions. So grab a beer, grab a drink, grab whatever it is you sip on. And if you're being lazy, just come on down here because it's a really centralized location, easy to get to, in the middle of Cincinnati, Columbus, Lancaster, all those areas. So let's get started. All right, guys. So your name is
Drew.
Drew, and you're the. What was that?
I muted myself and called.
That wasn't a
horrible.
mute.
That was no mute.
That was
dude.
louder than a cough.
That sounded like a mountain lion screaming.
I have to mute you when you talk.
I went to the settings and hit mute.
Yeah, don't, because if you mute us, then we're all getting muted. We're all on the same channel, my boy. What do you do?
I'm Isaiah. I play the lead guitar.
You're just a guitar player.
Yeah, I just act like I know what I'm doing up there, man.
Do you ever just like hit notes? You're like, oh,
No, dude, it turns into jazz music a lot when we're on stage.
yeah, I like that. You know, I actually like that. I don't know. It just makes it more real.
Yeah, you don't want everything to be perfect, and we damn sure are not perfect.
Nope.
So you guys were in Cincinnati, right? Last night, or where'd you come from last night?
We were in Cincinnati, but we did not play. We hung out with the Moonshine Bandits
Yeah.
and Texas Hippies.
Okay, we just had THC on Tuesday.
Okay.
Is it Rich?
Yeah, Big
Yeah,
Daddy Rich.
Big Daddy Rich. He's cool as shit, man.
Yeah,
That's a
he-
good dude right there.
He was talking real.
Yeah, he was. We had some vulnerable moments that night.
He's there's no fake bone in that man's body. He speaks his mind. That's for damn sure.
You could tell, and you know it's kind of hard now to do that. A lot of people don't want to because they get people judge and shit. But let's talk about SevenStones, man. Tell us the story. How did it get started? Are you still rocking with the same guys that it started with, and kind of just give us a lowdown?
It's been a revolving fucking door, quite literally. So me and Rich, our bass player, we're the only two original members that are still in the band. We picked up Isaiah. It's been 2 years now.
2 years.
2 years after our lead guitar player decided to bounce. Actually, he tried out for drums first
Okay.
because we lost our drummer and our lead guitar player around the same time, and he was like, "Dude, I'll come try to play drums," and he didn't do bad. It was
Dude,
just,
I was so nervous because we had grown up in our scene as adults around each other in different bands. And
didn't know each other that well, but we knew of each other.
from the first time I saw SevenStones live, our band played with them at a show. And I was like, at some point in my life, I'm going to be a part of that band. And then when their drummer was about to quit, I was like, okay, any means.
So, dude, are you a good drummer?
Normally, yeah, but it was such high.
He's gotten better.
expectations.
Yeah.
High expectations for myself because I used to be a metalcore drummer and be in that vein and stuff. And I was just so nervous because I wanted so much to be a part of this because I saw these guys were doing something
Yeah,
that
yeah.
I wanted to definitely be a part of.
Yeah.
And went out and tried for drums and shit the bed horribly. Like I was so nervous it ruined my playing.
He didn't shit the bed. It was just like you could tell that he was nervous. And when we walked outside, it was the same day that our guitar player was like, "Hey man, I can't do this anymore." And I was like, "Hey man, do you want to come back tomorrow and play guitar?" And he was like, yes, very much so. And I was like, "You didn't do bad on drums," but
And then I
we
learned
need to
about
find somebody
15
else.
songs in 1 week and came back and played them way better than I played drums.
So let me ask you this: you know, have you ever, like, your drummer ever got sick and you played?
We actually no, but we actually have when we do a longer set, we have it set up to where me and Kenny, our drummer, will swap for a song because he knows how to play guitar really well. I
That's
can get by on drums.
Yeah.
So we'll do a swap, and it's a really quirky, cool thing that like.
So have you guys ever thought of having a song where you guys swap in the middle of it?
Yeah, that's the goal. We don't do it in like anything less than an hour. We're not gonna pull that out. But if we got to kill a 3-hour set, we'll pull that out of the bag. Yeah.
And does it sound good still?
Oh yeah. Kenny leads the way on guitar. He's very confident. He's good.
No, Kenny's actually a really good guitar player.
Okay.
And he's a damn good drummer. Just don't put me on drums and we'll be fine.
Yeah. So can you play guitar then?
Barely,
No.
but I think
So you're like G,
I play- exactly.
D minor. Yeah.
No, this guy's a singer-songwriter at heart. So
that's where I'll keep it.
That's what I do. I do the same thing. I play in here tonight at 8.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so that they call me Big Sturge. I'm not anything special, but my favorite thing's to write. I love that.
That's where it's at.
And dude, let me tell you something. There's something that can be, music puts something in a heart that just talking regularly cannot do, right?
Damn right.
Something about the melody and something about the lyrics and just the way it hits each person. I mean, you could write a song and it means one way for you,
But the interpretation from everybody else is totally different.
it's so
It means
interesting to
something.
hear everyone else's interpretation because you're like, that's not why I wrote that, but that's damn cool, right?
Yeah.
So, how long ago did you start? You said you and the other guy are still in it. How long ago was that?
Holy shit. What year is it? 2024? It's been 8 years, yeah.
Okay, so are you guys independent or are you?
Yeah, we're independent. Well, we
we have a marketing contract that's still live until we release another album. But as of right now, yes.
And who's that with?
Pavement.
Pavement?
They're really cool. It's
Tim King from Soils.
Yeah,
label.
yeah.
His marketing label.
So how do you know Carl?
He watched us play at the Blue Note.
Well, we were on our third tour that we've ever had was with the Hippies,
Okay.
and we played Blue Note, and they're like, "Hey man, like our buddy Carl's the runner," and I remember we get off the bus, and I was like, "What the
Oh yeah, big dude.
He's a big
He's
dude.
massive."
Yeah.
And he ended up being really cool, man. And we hung out all night, and then after that, it was over with. He's been our boy ever since.
And you guys are from where?
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Okay, cool. You guys travel up here and do shows a lot?
Surprisingly, yes.
Yeah, I figured.
Ohio's been really good to us.
We
Very
call
much.
it our second home. And we come here
You
so
know-
much, and people are so good to us up here
Yeah.
that we love it more than home.
It's interesting you say that because I feel like a lot of bands think that. I don't know. Do you know who Hawthorne Heights is?
Yeah.
So their song, like they're probably one of my all-time favorite bands ever.
Yes, sir.
And I've seen them. I've seen them live. But the way, what was that?
That echoed.
Was that a
I
alarm?
dropped a horseshoe.
I don't
So-
smoke. I think we're okay.
Ohio is for Lovers, the song they do. They're not even technically from. Cut my wrist, back my eyes. Yeah, it's such a great song. But the one thing I love when they're on stage, they say how much they're like, "This is our home," but we're not even from here technically. We lived here, but we weren't from here. But Ohio's like they love coming to Ohio, and a lot of other bands think that. And I call it I'm from here, so I'm a little, biased. But I find it the music capital, man. Like, not just for like recording and stuff, but just for when you throw a small show at a small venue in Ohio, you're not surprised to pack a coffee shop. You're not surprised to pack a little tiny bar.
Exactly.
People want to go out and they want to hear good music.
That's what we tell everybody back home. Ohio shows up.
Yeah.
Ohio shows up.
And the venues are really cool. Like the King of Clubs in Columbus is dope. I mean, Riverfront Live's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
too.
I saw Jelly Roll there, and that was in Struggle Jennings, and that was a really cool place.
That was a great
It
show.
was a great show, dude.
It's big enough to where you have big artists come through, but it's also very intimate enough to where you're right there.
Well, so I don't know if you guys listen to Jelly at all, but I've been listening to him since I was in high school. And the funny thing I always think is like they made him kind of mainstream, but his shows are so real still.
Yeah.
He has really good shows, and they're so like I know it sounds kind of weird when I say it, but the shows are still intimate. Like it's I think shows like the music can be intimate to where one person feels something, the other person feels something, right? So everyone feels kind of differently. But I get to go see him again, but this time in Columbus. I'm excited about it. But he always comes back to Ohio so often.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of artists do. I mean,
We have a really cool, like,
I was about to say, yeah.
it's like a once removed relationship with the whole Jelly Roll camp. So we opened for Blackstone Cherry at the bigger venue in Chattanooga.
yeah.
The Signal.
It's called the Signal. Shout out. They have us there.
They are also
and I love
awesome.
them. They're so cool. But they had us open for Blackstone Cherry, and the guy that was the monitor tech ended up becoming Jelly Roll's guitar tech, and he's been that since right before Jelly Roll started hitting the radio and doing all these big tours and
That
stuff.
came out of nowhere.
And shout out Polly Pence.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give Polly's like his life away, like about like his whole story or anything, but he was on tour with us for like our first tour when we were in a van and pulling a trailer on tour in
Opening for the
Ingve.
coolest guy.
Yeah, Ingve Mountain Team. So yeah, that was a great tour, but he got the call from a buddy of his to work for Jelly Roll while we were on that tour. And so we actually were in Cincinnati at Ludlow's Garage, also another great
Okay,
venue.
yeah, it is.
And he got picked up there and went to Nashville and started working for Jelly like in the middle of that tour. It was really freaking cool, man.
So do you still talk to him?
Oh, hell yeah. Polly's our boy.
All the time.
That's awesome.
We call him Uncle Polly.
Yeah. Shout out to Polly. We love you if you ever see this.
Yeah. Well, hey, we'll have Dylan will tag him. We'll make sure he sees
Oh,
it.
hell yeah.
So what's been your guys' favorite place you played, favorite show you've done? I don't know if that'd be a festival or whatever, but what's been your favorite situation?
Honestly, I think King of Clubs in Columbus.
King of Clubs takes the cake, and
Holy
so does
shit.
being able to play at Whiskey A Go Go.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
So
Just
talk
the
about
history.
that. Talk about that.
We had so we booked a tour with Flaw, and a lot of shit went down. COVID happened.
Yeah.
It was still going on. It was a resurgence, and then they were doing makeup dates, so we still did it. And we just had 4 dates in California with them. And one of them was Whiskey A Go Go, and we showed up there, and all of it. There is just an aura.
Yeah.
There is a feeling in that room.
Yeah.
Like
There is a smell of the 80s. still.
Who doesn't like that?
But you can feel it in the air, and you lock into your element when you're playing there. You can just feel all the energy of the people that have shared that stage in the past.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Auras are real, man. Like you can, whether you're, enjoying a place where so many artists have been to, or I feel auras sometimes, like when I'm trying to cover a song and it's a deep song, I feel that, it's, you can feel it in your bones. It gives you chills. It's, that's one of my favorite things to do is to do that,
Well, your interpretation of somebody's cover can make you feel the same thing as somebody else listening to it. Music's so therapeutic in so many different ways, and it's a beautiful thing that I wish everybody understood. Like getting your feelings out on paper, or singing a song that you feel what it means to you. It can do wonders for you mentally, for sure.
And it's interesting. Like I at least for my length of writing. Sometimes I battle myself when I write.
Oh yeah.
So I write a song and I'm battling myself. I'm trying to I want to say the right thing so people like it, but it's not going to be good unless I'm being true. So you kind of battle that, and it's like, well, what if somebody asked me? Like I wrote a song called Cheap Whiskey, and I've had a lot of people have liked it. And last night we had a couple people come up because I played it last night, and people were like, "Dude, I wanted to talk to you about that song you played." And I was like, oh, it was personal. It was a personal song, and it was kind of interesting to hear people's take on their side of it, So, but I love it. That's my favorite part is the writing part.
But like you guys are echoing here, when he sang that song, the guy came up, he was like, I can feel you singing that from your heart.
Those are always the best times. Like
It really
being able to see and feel someone's emotion come out through song. You can't match that.
Yeah, whether it's through the guitar, the drummer, the bassist, the keyboard player, the lead singer, like everyone has an emotion to each song, and it's interesting to see it. And that's why I'm a solo act, but what I miss the most is having a band, because it's like,
it's different. It's different.
Yeah.
Well,
it's very different.
I always look back, like, I don't know, I just remember from growing up, my dad used to tell me that where two or more are gathered, you could, like, it was a Christian saying, like, from the Bible.
Back to church.
Yeah, and I think it's still true to this day. Like when there's two or more that gather, like, and you start playing music, that's a bond that's created right there. And so, what style of music do you guys? If no one's listening, like anybody's not heard you, what would you claim that your music is?
Oh yeah.
We are everything from southern rock to new metal.
Yeah, okay.
It's been a band for so long, and then member changes happen. 2
Like I
years
said, it was a
ago,
revolving door. There's been a lot of changes.
like when they first started, Drew was doing his like singer-songwriter stuff, writing in college and doing that thing.
Playing chords on acoustic and writing
3 chords
songs.
in
That's
the
what I do. That's what I do. I get it.
Or 3 chords in the 80 proof is what Drew was.
Yeah. You can write really good songs like that, though.
You can.
You can write
The
really
formula
good songs.
doesn't lie.
Yeah.
And then it morphed into a more modern, like hard rock sound.
So you say metal, like, are we talking like Devil Wears Prada, Chevelle?
So nowadays, I come from Devil Wears Prada, Hawthorne Heights. I've got an O Sleeper tattoo. If you know,
He's the youngest guy in the band.
I'm just a kid. I grew
I
up.
thought that was an Under Oath tattoo when I first saw it.
No, I mean, they toured together.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is my first band I ever saw in my life. And
Yeah.
I love them, and that's what made me want to have my passion for music.
Yeah, for sure.
But after I joined the band, I was listening to Limp Bizkit and Hardy non-stop.
Limp Bizkit and Hardy. Both of those are really phenomenal.
So that translates. If you listen to our new album, you will hear those
was.
subtle influences.
No safe bet and flyer. No safe bet and flyer fall for sure.
So,
But Hardy can rock.
Oh, dude, I love Hardy.
Hardy's
He's not just a country singer.
I
He can jam.
like it when he screams.
He got more well, that's how he got to where he was, because he was writing for so many different people
Right.
in Nashville. And then he was like, I want to do my own shit, and he's doing very well.
I think it was sold out where he just said, heck, I'm just going to rock out. I'm just going to rock out and have
I'm
fun.
trying to, I don't know what the song was. So I've been listening to you guys for like 2 weeks now. And is it called Hate?
Heart turns into hate.
Heart and Turns into Hate. That's been on my daily song list.
That was the first song we wrote when I joined the band.
Really?
We wrote that song in about 15 minutes just because we were all vibing in that moment, and it never changed.
Is that song like, is that one of your favorites?
To play, actually, the energy for that song, playing it, yes.
Because I think that brings a good aura of itself. Like, that song is so good, bro.
Even if you don't feel the energy from it, we feel that on stage because it holds such a special place in our hearts, because we did that in that moment, and we were at practice at my second practice with these guys ever playing guitar.
It was a good omen that we wrote a fucking song.
And we
right
just
off the
played
bat.
through it, and we're like, did we really just do that?
It's funny that I kept going back to that one. I listen, I like your guys' music. I like some of the songs better than others or whatever, but
of course,
but I really like that one. That's the one. Like I said, I've listened to it every day. I have like a track of songs that I listen to. I'm a maintenance guy at work, and I like to be able to like hum while I work, and so I like to learn the songs. And I put them on repeat. I'll put 10, 15 songs, and I'll just listen to them for a little while, And that one made it, dude. Like it's such a good song.
Well, thank you, man.
Now, can you tell me why you were how like what came about? Like what you said it was 15 minutes.
Well, lyrically, I had the song. Like I had the lyrics.
Okay.
I didn't have a full on melody, and I think the den part we were dicking around with, and he was like, dude, you can do that. That is what I wrote.
Okay.
And then I added that weird little harmonic part, and it just grooved so good. We just sat there and just went through it.
So do you remember writing that song though? The lyrics?
I know exactly where I was at work.
Okay.
And a really good friend of mine, I'm not going to mention his name just because, but he was. He's been dating this girl for off and on for years, and I knew she was bad for him. I didn't like her from the beginning.
Yeah.
And he got a call one day when we were working, and she was like, "Hey, you don't have to come get your stuff anymore," because they just broken up, and he was going over again. And she was like, "I threw all your shit away, so don't even fucking bother."
Yeah.
And so I watched him like from being hurt to being really pissed the fuck off over that. So, and I literally thought, I was like, hey, when the hurt turns into hate. I remember telling him that.
It was Drew's Dewey Cox story.
Right off of it.
Yeah.
It took me 3.5 minutes. I wrote the whole song like really quick, like right after that happened.
Isn't it super cool to write something that doesn't have anything to do with you?
Exactly. But I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it easy. It's like
that's why I love this song, dude. Like that song doesn't mean anything like that to me.
I didn't think it would.
The
interpretation means.
Yeah, and which I'm not going to share it on here why it means what it does to me because
we'll talk when we get done. So yeah,
but I think that song That's so interesting that how you just explained how that happened. So
I went through something similar, and I knew that look and I knew that feeling, and I was like, man, yeah, you're done being mad or sad about it. You're just pissed the hell off now. You know?
Yeah, and that's a strong feeling. Like love is a strong feeling, and hate is a strong feeling. And you can feel the same for about one person. That you can love someone, then you can hate them.
Yeah,
and that's such an opposite. Effect for somebody.
But they're so damn close at the same time.
They're so damn fucking close. Ain't you right? Ain't you right, buddy? So, but I don't know if there's anything else you guys wanted to add. We have our silent auction over here. We got to. It was supposed to.
Oh wow! Look at that sexy man.
Who the hell is that? Who the hell is that?
White trash. Hey guys, what time are you guys playing tonight?
Oh, we just got off stage. Yeah, we played at 4. Yeah, they had the day was weird.
Move stages and stuff around today. So
Okay.
Yeah, I don't sweat like this. Wait, actually, I do. I can't even say it. I do. I'm a sweaty guy.
But everyone
when you're a fat guy, the worst thing is the stank. And at these festivals, I just fucking stank.
For sure.
Oh well.
It's just being me.
So we got someone coming up. They're going to be talking about something, so it's going to get super loud on the board.
Oh yeah.
But when do you guys leave?
We're gonna leave tonight.
You leaving tonight? Are you?
As long as our bus driver stays off the sauce, we'll be fine.
We'll take
either that or first thing in the morning.
Yeah, we guys don't leave tonight. We're right there.
Yeah.
You saw where we were.
Well, you can find us pretty easily too.
Yeah,
Honestly, for the guys sleeping outside.
This is the end of the bachelor party for me, so we're gonna get weird. So we're definitely
Your
gonna
bachelor party?
Yes, sir.
Congrats, bro. When did you get married?
New Year's Eve, actually. December 31st.
Sweet.
He's getting married on a Tuesday. 7 hours
it's
from
easy.
home.
Love you,
So he
Tori.
made it really
by the
easy
way.
on all of his friends to get out there.
All right, boys. I really appreciate you getting on here. Congratulations on getting married, bro.
Thanks,
I appreciate
brother,
you
man.
both.
Thanks for having us
brother.
on here, man.
I'm
Thank
sorry
you
it
so
didn't work
much.
out the other night, man, but I'm super glad to have you guys on here. And like I said, I've actually told people about your music, and
Thanks, brother.
I'll continue to do so. So I really appreciate it. As always, guys, check these guys out. Where can they find you?
Everywhere you listen to music, we have a website,
SevenStonesOfficial.com.
SevenStonesOfficial.com.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Apple, Amazon,
You
You're on
name
all
it.
of it.
Deezer,
Grinder, whatever.
Pornhub. They're on Pornhub as well.
footfetish.com.
Yeah. Any website that there's a website, they're on it. So,
Oh, yeah.
but as always, guys, I appreciate it. Follow these guys. Kick-ass
sir.
dudes. Great-ass music. As
Hell
always, I'm
yeah.
Big Surge, and we are American Whiskey. Peace.